again. Here's Alex from Black Sheep IT Consulting, and we are looking now at one example of the OpenUI Basics training, which deals with plugin wrappers. So there are two plugin wrappers visible in this view. You can't make them out right now, but the one is dealing with the checkboxes and applying some prettier formatting to the checkboxes. As you would notice, they are different from, let's say, a standard browser checkbox, different color, customizable colors, so you can dynamically set those colors. The icon can be freely chosen with style sheets. So that's what this plugin wrapper does. Let's check out for a different applet. And of course, we're in the Aurora theme. So here, this applet has a lot of checkboxes. Yeah, nice. So let's go back to the opportunity, and also the other plugin wrapper is dealing with the text areas. A very common requirement to have a icon in the text area, similar to icons in the other fields where you can have pop-ups, and pop-up a larger, even resizable dialog if you want to, showing the full text, of course, and if it's a lot of text, you will see the benefit clearly. And as you type, you see there's also a character count, which is a nice feature for the user to understand how many characters do I have left in this field. So this is a custom jQuery dialog, so this is where things get interesting with Redwood. So it has a title, an X, so you can press escape, of course, doesn't do anything. You can also press F2 in the field, standard Siebel, to open this. And when I press OK, of course, it writes back to the original field and so forth. So it also has a counter down below. It is resizable, so the text area follows inside the confinements of the dialog. I can move the dialog. So this is what users are used to in Aurora. So let's check these two plugin wrappers out, how they behave in Redwood. So here we are in a Redwood view. And let's, well, check out the checkbox first. That seems fine. So the checkbox plugin wrapper allows us to customize the checkboxes and have custom colors. That looks fine. The icon appears in the text area and stays put in the corner, which is good. Style sheet is still applying well, but we could argue that the icon might need an update because it's now not following the icon set or the style or design, the Redwood design. So we could try and change that. Let's put that on the backlog. And when we click the icon, okay, the jQuery dialogs in Redwood are now in drawer style, so they are sticking to the right side of your screen, which is good. So we have plenty of space to type in, but we see there's a little bit of alignment issue. The text area is slightly too big for our tastes, so the counter is not displayed. So of course we could, and you can see there's, well, issues there. I could just make this a little bit smaller, so a little bit of style sheet work. So if the users are happy with the drawer style of dialogues, nothing to worry about. The dialog shows as it would show in Redwood. So you're using jQuery dialogues, and Oracle uses them too. If you want to change that, however, you're in for a little bit of style sheet work probably, and custom classes for your dialogues, or using a different way to render dialogues. For example, Shoelace or Web Awesome, as it's now called, just to mention one framework that you can use to render custom pop-ups and dialogues. But jQuery dialogues will be rendered that way unless you have a custom class and change the style sheets for your dialogues separately from Oracle's. Or you want to move back from the drawer style altogether into the more, let's say, traditional pop-up style. So that's the drawer thing, and let's fix up some bits here. So let's start with the icon in the text area. So that is a icon that we choose for Aurora, and it's still blue. And we use, let's inspect a little bit. So we use a style sheet, of course. So our custom style sheet has the Unicode code for that icon. And the font family is Oracle. So in Aurora theme, we have the Oracle font. And with Redwood, you get a new font, by the way. The Redwood font, which is an open source font used by Oracle. So if you inspect any icon, any standard icon, you notice, okay, they have a Unicode code, but that code is from the OJUX icon font family, which applies to anything before or after, really. So anything before or after will use that font. So you just need in the icon itself, you don't need the font family anymore. And also drives the font size, so it's the same across all the icons you use. So it's interesting to actually Google that. So I literally just want to Google that, but okay, I did here. So that, well, gives you an interesting, so OJ is probably Oracle Chat, gives you some interesting insight. So it's an Oracle font, and there's a blog article even about Redwood theme icons for Oracle Visual Builder. It's from 2021, but tells us that we can include, or you could include, maybe in the past in Visual Builder, that font. So it's an Oracle font actually from their content network. And there's also a Redwood theme icon gallery where you can look up icons. So here I'm in that icon gallery, and I've just looked for text. And for example, there's one which looks nice for the text area. So it's a T in a square. So why not? And of course, you can take more time to find the code. So you can even copy the Unicode to your clipboard and then give it a try. So here, let's check out our icon and replace the Unicode. And of course, let's remove the font family, and we see, okay, there's the icon. The font size and color, we can just remove all this. Of course, the positioning is important for the text area. But yeah, now we have a standardized Redwood icon in our text area. So that would be a nice change, I would say, for Redwood. So let's copy that rule and override our style sheet. Sorry, it's the wrong place. There we go. So now we can replace this with the new code, and also indicating that we removed a few things. And let's just hit reload, so to verify it fits in. Yeah, fits in nicely now, and of course you can still click it and have the drawer effect, which is our next area of work. So that gallery is a nice touch from Oracle. Of course, you can also grab the font file and, like I did, install it on your local computer, so you can then open up, for example, Microsoft Word or any other Office tool and insert special characters or symbols, and yeah, then you can easily browse those font icons as well and grab the code, and there you have it. So let's see what we can do about the text area size. So when we pop that up now after the change, which I will show you in a moment. It fits nicely to the screen with showing the counter on the bottom. So it might need a little bit more rework, as the code clearly is not stable enough to survive the Redwood migration, but it's okay. And so what I did was identify in the plugin wrapper the code that defines the text area in the pop-up, and I added a height rule for the style, so 80 of the viewport height, 80% of the viewport height. So that actually does the trick, and that of course should actually be a class in your style sheet, if you're honest, yes. And I made the change in the JavaScript code, which is never really nice. You know, you have to dig into the code, understand the code you wrote years ago. And there's also so you check out basically all the areas in the code where you manipulate and use this text area. So that's fine, that's the OK button. And here's the resize logic of the dialog, because there was an issue when the dialog opens, text area is too small, but I was able to just remove that because I now have the style for the text area. So 2 changes, 1 line removed and 1 line changed in the original JavaScript code. Could have been written better in that case, or could have been more generic with style sheets. Style belongs to style sheet anyway, but still a few adaptations necessary to get the code ready for Redwood. And we stick with the drawer plan of Oracle for now. So we find that our dialogues are drawers, and we'll talk about those dialogues later in an additional video. So for now we have migrated this, and the checkbox, if it's fine for you, so you might want to change the color scheme or something like that. Notice for the color scheme, the standard Redwood theme uses variables, so you can have colors as variables, so you can stick to the Redwood scheme easily by using those variables instead of hard-coded colors. So that would be an idea that we had for the checkbox. But for now we're fine with the checkbox being migrated nicely, more or less, into Redwood. Maybe a little bit of style sheet work, but I'll leave that up to you, since beauty is in the eye of the beholder or the web designer. So thanks for watching this one. Take care and see you in the next video.